What's up, YouTube? Welcome or welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network, where all men and boys are welcome and our issues are treated with the respect that they deserve, where excellence is our goal and our enemies are called out by their names. A place to remind you that you are loved, that you do have intrinsic value, and to suggest that you do yourself no harm. Today, fellas, I want to discuss an article that came across my lap the other day. It's an older article from June 19th, 2020, but it's a lot in here in terms of teachable moments, in terms of how we as men should conduct ourselves and what we're up against in this modern dating, relationship, and marriage era. So the title of the article is White Woman Gives Birth to Black Baby, Blames Husband for Chatting with a Black Woman. This is a real story that happened in a Spanish hospital last Monday when a white woman was giving birth with her husband present in the delivery room. The labor was going smooth until the baby appeared, which caused great confusion. First, the medical team thought the baby was darker because of respiratory failure. But when the whole baby came out, they realized that their baby was a healthy little black boy. The exhausted mother opened her arms to receive her newborn son, and when she got him on her chest, she immediately screamed at her husband, quote, and you listen to this, fellas, this is where the story gets crazy. Quote, "You bastard. I knew you were cheating on me. Look what you've done. Go away." The mother started to cry, so she's automatically won the argument, and the husband just stood there speechless with this unexpected situation. The medical team of doctors and nurses had to respect the woman's desire, so they invited the man to leave while struggling to hold in their laughs. Now, real quick, for perspective, I am an American citizen. I live here in the United States. I am nothing close to an expert on Spanish law, most specifically Spanish divorce laws. I don't have the first clue, and I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to speak with that with any authority. But I gotta imagine this is grounds. If those of you watching from Spain who speak English, leave a comment down below and let me know how right or wrong I'm about that. But that seems to me like a clear-cut case of, yo, I want out of this thing, surely. For her to say that, look what you've done from a kid she just had, wow. But it goes on. It goes on. There's even more of this crazy story. 2 days later, the father gave an interview. And he said, and I quote, and this is where you and I can have a discussion today, fellas. Quote, "I tried to talk to her, but she always starts crying, and I don't want to hurt a crying woman. I will have to accept her accusations." The woman's point of view, quote, "Doctors say this is impossible, but I saw him talking with a black woman," end quote. Now, okay, this woman is either a comic book supervillain level super genius, like Lex Luthor or Dr. Doom, take over the world, pink in the brain type shit, or this woman is weapons grade retarded. Because how are you gonna say, "You bastard, look what you did to me, go out the room," when you just delivered a black child from your white womb, married to your white husband? To say that the reason why the kid came out black was because you saw your husband talking to a black woman? Oh my God, man! This is I'm unfamiliar with anything this crazy. This is new for me, and again, this is from 2020. couple years back, but there's three very critical pieces of information here that we all can learn from today. These are psychiatric terms called projection, deflection, and gaslighting. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with those terms, real quick, I give you the cliff notes. In psychology, projection is the process in which people will attribute to someone else what they've got going on inside of their mind. So, for example, let's say you're catching a ride home with your overweight friend. He loves to eat and he has no food discipline, right? So you're driving past Krispy Kreme and the red hot now sign comes on. He says to you, remember, he's driving, you're not. He says to you, yeah, we gonna turn to Krispy Kreme record, get us a dozen donuts, man. They hot and fresh because the sign just came on. Cause I know how bad you want them donuts. And you're like, wait, what? Bro, I'm not even driving. What? You're the guy that's 40 pounds overweight, not me. I'm the one that work out 4 times a week. I eat my vegetables and drink my water. What are you talking about? Donuts. How's that my issue? Yeah, man, we're gonna get these donuts right now because I know how bad you want them. That's projection. Like, no, fatso, you want the donuts. Don't put it on me. That's one example. Deflection is a psychological defense mechanism that people will use to take the blame for what they've done off of themselves, more often than not, to make themselves feel less bad for whatever wrong they've done. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I keyed your car. Yeah, I flattened your tires. Yeah, I took a baseball bat and busted out your windows. But if you hadn't looked at that girl at the mall yesterday at the food court, I wouldn't have to do all that. What? You caused thousands of dollars of damage to my vehicle in this example. And you're telling me your justification for that is I looked at somebody? Yeah, that's a no-go zone, gentlemen. That is a deal breaker, or at least it should be for you guys out there talking and listening. Now, the last one is my least favorite. It's called gaslighting. Now, again, some of you guys never heard the term before, but if not, here's the breakdown. Gaslighting is when it's a manipulation tactic used by someone where the guilty party is trying to convince you or a whole group of people that what they saw, what they heard, what they physically experienced never took place. The goal for this is to make you seem insane for saying your actual lived experience or your actual gathered knowledge. People who will do this are very dangerous people. And you need to be on alert for all three of these kind of persons. The lady in this story obviously committed adultery on her husband. And obviously with a black man. She obviously did it. She obviously enjoyed it. She obviously went through with the pregnancy to full term. I didn't see anything in the story that the child came early. She was rushed in for a cesarean section. I didn't see anything in the story that said this was all an April Fool's joke. I didn't see anything in the story that said Ashton Kutcher jumped out from behind the curtain in the delivery room and said, "You've been punked." I didn't see any of those factors in this story. So what's obvious that took place is the wife was stepping out behind the husband's back. She did not use protection, or the protection failed. She conceived this child, bore it to full term, and intended for him to be the beta provider for somebody else's offspring. Now, this is atrocious behavior from start to finish. But when the child came out, and it was clear as day to everybody involved, this is not this guy's kid, her immediate go-to upon seeing the kid for the first time was to blame him and to have him removed from the room. "You bastard, look what you've done." It was her response. Then she goes to say, when the interview happens a couple days later, "I saw him looking at a black woman. That's why my kid came out black." Wow. You can't make this up, fellas. Oh, God. The moral of the story, as best I can tell, is this, my friends. I think that paternity test should be mandatory. They can add it to the hospital bill, just like they add the anesthesiologist, just like they add for the room fee, just like they add for any medication given during the process. They can add a paternity test onto the bill to be paid like the rest of it. Secondly, You fellas need to be very careful who you interact with and who you choose to call yours. Remember, she's not your woman. It's just your turn. So the woman you decide to take a turn with, be very careful who you invest in, and do not, if it can be helped, have unprotected, intimate contact. Oh man. Third, if you're interacting with someone, and this could be a woman, this could be a business partner, a classmate, a family member, whoever, and they're constantly deflecting blame from themselves when they've wronged you, if they are constantly projecting their thoughts and their bad habits and their bad behavior onto you so they don't have to take accountability for it, or if they're constantly telling you you didn't hear what you heard, you didn't see what you saw, and you didn't go through what you went through, well, a couple options for that is you can start recording them what they talk about. You can start recording their every word and making them sign paperwork to the effect of, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z as stated, and you both sign it, and have somebody come and witness both signings. Hard to say you didn't say or didn't know when that's your John Hancock on the document. Very difficult at that point. And people who hate accountability will have a problem with this. They're going to buck on you when presented with the opportunity to sign their name on something, or if they know they're being video and or audio recorded the entire time. They're not going to like that, because their go-to tactic of making you think you're crazy will not be as effective if you can go back and rewind the tape and say, hey, you did say X, Y, Z on date thus and so. Hold the people in your lives, especially the female variety, accountable, my friends, for all of their actions and every single word that comes out of their mouth. Because guess what? You will be held accountable for what you say and do. So why shouldn't they? Wow. What an amazing article. I'm gonna link it down below. If I can find it again, I'll link it down below. But just understand, fellas, we're in a crazy world that is full of very crazy people. Don't be one of them. It's my time. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when I drop a new video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And share this video with a friend or a family member who you think could benefit from what it is that we do here. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth will set him free. Till next time, fellas, this is the Saving Men's Lives Network. Plenty more to come.